The results-driven Merrimack Valley Chamber of Commerce invites you to connect your business with 1,000 other companies just like yours, including education and workforce development, healthcare, professional services, manufacturing, retail, nonprofit, trades and vocations, hospitality, among many others, and benefit with chamber programs and services such as government affairs, energy and economic development, small business assistance, networking opportunities, women in business programs, young people in business programs, and more. We invite your business to become a starring member of the Merrimack Valley Chamber today and see what a difference this chamber will make for you. Join your community's most trusted, effective, and relevant business network connection today. The Merrimack Valley Chamber of Commerce.
Hello everyone, my name is Michael Bevilacqua. I'm the Vice President of the Merrimack Valley Chamber of Commerce, and we'd like to welcome you all to another edition of the Merrimack Valley Chamber Means Business Program. I'm here with my guest host, Joe Bevilacqua, who's the President of the Chamber of Commerce. Welcome,
Hello,
Joe.
everyone.
And I'm here with another special guest, Ashley Haseltine, who is the Executive Director of the Methuen Memorial Music Hall.
Yes. Hello.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. It's great to have you here, and it's really great when you walk into the music hall. The organ system is amazing to see. It's like you see straight out of a movie theater. So tell us all about what you do at the Methuen Memorial Music Hall.
Sure. So
And tell us where it is.
Yes. So it is one of the best kept secrets of Methuen and the greater area. It is on 28. As you're going down the hill, you pass through the center of Methuen. Just before you cross over into Lawrence, there's a large red brick building, very unassuming, next to the river. And that is the hall. The pipe organ that it houses is known as one of the great organs of the world. It actually predates the existence of the hall. It was first commissioned in the middle 1800s for the Boston Music Hall, which was the original Boston Music Hall, since closed and become a different theater. And so once that organ was removed from the hall, it was stored for a couple years, and Edward Searles, which is a popular name in this area, had a passion for pipe organ music. So he actually bought the organ. He had the barn that's on the property built first and then stored the organ there, and then actually commissioned the hall to be built specifically to house the pipe organ. So it functioned as a private music hall from 1909 until Searles passed away, went through a couple different private owners, and then in the 1940s, the Board of Trustees formed and opened what is known today as the Methuen Memorial Music Hall. It's been functioning that way ever since.
You know, it's amazing to me, and Michael and I have been there a number of times. We've done chamber events there over the years. The outside is so nondescript. Mm-hmm. When you walk indoors, you're absolutely stunned when you see not only the size of the organ, the size of the height of the pipes, but the woodwork is so intricate. It is absolutely spectacular. The carvings. I have not met one person who's been inside that has not been overwhelmed by the beauty and the uniqueness of the building. And then when they hear the organ play, Michael, it actually literally the building shakes. It's absolutely unbelievable. And so it really is. It is, for more people, really an unknown jewel, and that's why the Merrimack Valley Chamber wants to help promote it, promote all you do.
And for someone like me, I never thought I was going to care too much about a big giant organ system, but when you walk in, you can't help but be overwhelmed and amazed about just seeing it there, and then when you hear it, it really is amazing. It really is a hidden gem right here in the Merrimack Valley. And for those of you who haven't seen it, it's like the Phantom of the Opera you would see there, but there's no Phantom there, so it's a great way to go out there and enjoy a great time. So how do people come in and see it? Are there any shows coming up that you have that have an opportunity for people to come out and check it out?
Sure, we do have quite a few shows coming up. Our second longest running program is the Methuen Young People's Theater, and that production is coming up the beginning of September. This year, the group is putting on The Pirates of Penzance, and tickets for that show is available to the public, open. And then we also do have our fall concert series coming up, which features contemporary music as well as classical music on the organ, and also blues and jazz music for the first time this year. So the best ways to access that schedule and to stay up to date, you can visit our website, which is mmmh.org, or you can find us on either Facebook or Instagram. Those are the best ways to kind of keep track. And then you can also sign up for our email list if you'd like to receive the newsletter directly to you. You can do that right on the website.
And these events are open to anyone.
Yes, you can buy tickets in advance. You can buy tickets at the door. The only event that typically sells out before we open the door is our holiday program that happens. But we actually have something really fun in the works this year for a second holiday event.
Oh, excellent.
In conjunction with the Happy Hearts from the Methuen Senior Activity Center, to put on a secondary holiday concert that's free and open to the public for anybody that can't attend the nighttime.
And one thing we should point out is that there's plenty of parking. That's always a concern to people.
Free parking.
There's plenty of free parking. It's just this amazing place. And with you now as the full-time the first full-time executive director, we know it's going to go even higher in terms of public acceptance and interest. But again, I just want to caution people, when you ride by the building, you're going to say to yourself, what are they talking about?
It's a brick
spectacular building. But once you go in, you're going to be absolutely amazed. This could be in the grand hotels, the grand halls of Europe. That's what it's modeled after. And the organ is literally, I don't recall the dimensions, but the pipes are
the
20,
largest
30,
pipes
40,
are over 30 feet tall.
which is amazing. And the sound, as Michael mentioned, is absolutely amazing.
Yes. And so the building opened in 1909, and it was actually designed, all of those carvings you mentioned have a very specific purpose. They are an acoustical design.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's one of the earliest sound engineered buildings, that all of those different features and different nuances to the building and where things are placed is actually meant to, it's not an echo sound from the organ, it's actually meant to purposely move the sound around the room and then bring it back to the center.
Oh, it's really cool, yeah.
And that was all done in the early 1900s by a sound engineer.
So Ashley, if someone hasn't been to the hall yet, what are the reasons that you would tell them to go?
I would say it's something that is an amazing sight to see. If you haven't been to Europe, or if you've been to Europe and love it, it was modeled after a lot of those historic European buildings. The German organ company, Wagner, that the organ is from, doesn't exist anymore. So to find an organ of that scale and size, it's one of very few in the U.S. that is actually that size. It's on the National Register of Historic Places. And it's one of those things that even if classical music isn't something you find yourself drawn to, a lot of people don't realize the amounts of contemporary music that actually draws from classical. Quite often we hear people say, I thought he was going to play this song, insert popular song name from the last 50 years. And it's because that song was sampled from a classical piece.
When we did a chamber event there, I remember they had a person playing the organ for us, and people that I anticipated that would really not be into music, they suddenly quieted down and they were just spellbound because
like me.
Yes, it's absolutely spectacular. There's no other way of describing it. And with your enthusiasm now and those of the volunteers that work with you, we know it's going to be even better and better. And we hope that we're able to put together some type of program up there, and we hope to encourage people to come visit because it's really amazing. And it's a hidden jewel. And it's so easy to get to. Right off the highway, plenty
really
of parking.
It's right in our own backyard, right in Methuen, right in the Merrimack Valley, as Joe said earlier. Plenty of free parking as well, so it's really a great opportunity if you go and enjoy a great night out right in your own backyard. Don't have to go to Boston.
For all ages, am I right? Family, all ages.
My 3-year-old has enjoyed it. My 10-year-old has enjoyed it. And for somebody that might not know what a pipe organ truly is, the references are church-based typically. It's essentially a precursor to a keyboard, if you think about it, that the controls on the pipe organ change what sound comes out. So sometimes it might sound like a piano, or then a trumpet, or string instruments, or a flute, and it's actually an electric component to the instrument.
Amazing.
So it's amazing.
Well, we appreciate it.
Before the electricity, they had valves that moved all of it. So.
And it's great when you have this great fall series coming around the corner, then the Christmas concerts. Again, if someone's looking to learn more about these shows, or purchase tickets, or learn more about the hall in general, can you tell them the website one more time?
Sure, it's www.mmmh.org.
Perfect. And I'm curious, I know you're the brand new executive director there now. What brought you to want to be part of this great group?
I have actually been connected to the halls for 30 years now.
Oh.
30 years ago this summer, I did my first year of the Methuen Young People's Theater.
Yeah.
It's 4th grade through senior year in high school, so I did it for the full duration. I actually had a senior recital there myself in high school as a musician as well, and then got married there.
Oh, wow.
So a lot of people don't realize that the hall is available for private functions as well. So it's a beautiful backdrop to get married, especially for somebody looking for more of a traditional feel, but not necessarily affiliated with a specific religion. It's a great alternate
parties
venue.
there, you can have weddings there, you can have work events there.
You can have all types, and we do use the back lawn for parking. So our capacity is around 300 people for the hall. We can fit quite a few.
Well, Michael, I think we have an excellent guest.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you again for being part of the show. It really is a great opportunity, as we were saying, right in our own backyard, right in the Merrimack Valley, right off the highway in Methuen. There's a great fall series coming up. There's the great holiday concerts coming up. So if you haven't checked it out yourself yet, or if you want to go back and check it out again, we urge you to, because it really is a hidden gem right in our own backyard.
And I think one of the things we want to point out with our show today, we had the director of the North Andover Historic Society earlier, now the director of the Methuen Memorial Music Hall. You don't have to travel to Boston.
No.
You come right here in the Merrimack Valley. Everything you need is right here, and it's so varied, and it's so great to see everyone working together and promoting one another. So you don't need to travel to Boston, face all that traffic, all those expenses. It's
And
great.
that's amazing. You've been associated with it for all these years, and now you're putting your passion directly into it as well. So, Ash, we just want to say thank you again for being guests on our program today. And as we mentioned, welcome you all to check out their website and learn more about their programs.
And tell us the street address once again.
The street address is 192 Broadway in Methuen.
Perfect. Well, thank you again for being part of the show today.
Thank you.
And thank you all for joining us for another edition of the Merrimack Valley Chamber Means Business program. We look forward to seeing you next time as well.